Check, check. Good afternoon, Buenos Dias. Good afternoon. Hello, America. How are you? My name is Steph Sanders, comedian Steph Sanders. No, I am not Tommy Davidson, and I know I look like a cute Build-A-Bear, but I'm comedian Steph Sanders. How are y'all doing today? You ready to have some fun? And learn about the power of us. I am so excited about this event. The power of us is about you, me, the community, and us changing the outcomes for young men of color. But you know who's doing that the best? IYT, Improve Your Tomorrow. This organization is phenomenal in improving and changing the outcomes of young men of color. Why is that important? Why is that important to you? Why is it important to me? Because I'm a young man of color. Well, I'm not. I used to be. You know what I meant. I'm a young man of color, youngish young man of color. And a lot of times we are associated with a lot of negative outcomes, from poverty to unemployment to the school to prison pipeline to homicide rates. But these young men, this organization, IYT, is changing the outcomes of young men of color. They get young men of color to and through college. Not just to college, because you know a lot of organizations do that. They get them through college, and we're going to learn about that today. Now, what is this event about? This event is about raising money for this organization. We have a goal, $200,000. That's not a lot, because you know why? You just got the stimulus check. As a matter of fact, go get the stimulus check. Go smell it, put it right next to you. Just touch it, put it right next to you. If you got it on your phone or your electronically on your tablet, open something up, open and look at your stimulus check. Look at it. It's not being spent yet. And there's a lot of ways you can spend this, and good money, good instances you can spend this money, right? Your stimulus check needs to go to a good cause. This is the best cause. We're trying to raise $200,000. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. Almost there. We're about $145-ish thousand in. But we need your help, the power of us, to improve the outcomes of young men of color, mental wellness, mentorship, food programs, everything for these young men of color to and through college. You ready to have some fun? You ready to learn about this organization? You ready for the power of us? That's what I'm talking about. Look, you've heard about IYT. You've heard about this program from me. this event for me. We're going to hear from the leaders of IYT. That's right, the leaders of IYT. They're here with me. They're here with me right now because I'm that important. That's right. I'm that important that they're here with me right now. Coming up, CEO and co-founder of IYT, Mr. Michael Lynch. Give it up to him, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Lynch. COO and the other co-founder, give it up to Mr. Michael Casper. And to the director of college programming, Mr. Renato Guerra. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, Steph?
I'm excited to be. You know, I'm excited to be here because I ain't been out the house in a year. Thank you for getting me out the house. My first time out the house. I used to be a 30-year-old white dude last year. You understand me? That's what I was. Man, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for having me. I want to find out. We want to tell the people about IYT, man. So, first of all, I heard a little birdie tell me that IYT started. So you're the CEO, you COO. And I heard you lost the Domino's game and a one-on-one basketball game, and that's why you're not CEO. Who got the better jump shot? What happened?
Look, before Casper jumps in, we know who got the better game, Steph, right? Being him one-on-one multiple times, right? But I'm teaching him and mentoring him as he continues in his growth.
You even mentor your co-founder.
Listen, Steph. Listen. Don't believe anything Mike is saying.
I'm not going to believe him.
Right now, right?
I'm not going to believe Elder Barge. I'm not going to believe him.
Listen, I think you can tell just by the physique, right?
Right.
The jump shot is most certainly there.
I see it, Ray Allen. I see you Ray Allenish. I see you.
Hey, I was about to say, Steph, you look like him. I got the shot, though.
All right, okay. Well, I used to dunk. Nerf rims ain't got nothing on me. Nerf rims do not stand a chance. All right, so let's see about IYT. So check this out. What are the advantages of a young man of color being part of IYT?
Yeah, I think in short, it's really and truly exposure, motivation, resource, and above everything else, it's love, right? Me and Lynch, forgive me, just got off a call yesterday, and we had a brother. He's actually part of class 2. He called us and said, hey, I just completed the last couple of credits I needed to graduate from UC Davis. And this brother started the program in 2013, had a 1.67 GPA, and I'll never forget, like, he used to be on social media more than doing anything he was supposed to do. And, me and Lynch went alongside him, wrapped him around with some love, with authenticity by being able to explain successes but also failures that we've had. And what we did is we were able to reset the bar of expectation for that young man. And he turned around, had a 4.33 GPA. We took him to college trips. Every year he goes to 2 to 3 college trips. So he went to Stanford. He was in a capital internship program. He was employed with IYT. So when we talk about our recipe of success, it's really around, again, exposure, motivation, resources, and everything we do is grounded in love for the young brothers.
Love, that's what I'm talking about, man. A 1.67 GPA, not an interest rate, but a GPA. He had a 1.67 to a 4.3.
And now a college graduate.
Man, that is
UC
fantastic, man. I love hearing things about that. So I've looked at your stats. I've looked at the numbers. I've seen it's impressive. I like it. It's impressive. But okay, you really handpick your students, though. Tell the truth. Let's tell everybody you handpick your students. You get the best of the best. You get the best athletes, the best scholars. What's up?
You know, we do believe we have the best of the best. But we go with target brothers. We look for brothers who, when we draft a cohort into a program at any school, 50% of their brothers enter with below a 2.0 GPA. We're looking for brothers who have attendance or behavior challenges, young brothers who have the motivation, but oftentimes at that moment don't have what they need to be successful.
Wow, man. Hey, you hear me? My sons, if you're watching this, you need IYT. My sons, behavior, attendance, everything else. But I love y'all, though. I love Daddy, love you. But they could have used that help, man. That's good. So tell me what are the different programs? What are the different programs IYT offers?
Yeah, so under the IYT umbrella, we have 4 programs, that we offer. One is the College Academy. So we serve young brothers as early as 7th grade, and they stay in that program until 12th. And then from there, they matriculate into one of 2 programs. We have IYT CC for our brothers that elect to go to a community college. And then we have IYTU, which are for our students that transition right into a 4-year institution. And then finally, we have our IYT Mentor Fellowship Program. And that's a part of what we call our college to community pipeline. So once our brothers graduate from high school, and they attend a local college, one of the Los Rios, UC Davis, Sac State. We then plug them in to a high school, a middle school, and they bring up the next generation of young brothers. So really just paying it forward.
Yeah.
And again, uplifting the next generation.
Each one teach one.
That's
I
it.
love it.
That's
So,
it.
Mr. Bernardo, you've been quiet. I'm not going to let you off the hook. So you brought up college. You're the director of college programming. So tell me, what's the best part about IYT?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the best part about the college programming is the community, right? We have a community of brothers that come together, that from different backgrounds, experiences, different challenges, but it's a brotherhood, right? And you have access to mentors that are going to pour into you, that are going to speak into your lives, that are going to connect you to different opportunities like internships, externships, jobs, and really it's that community aspect, and it's all about relationship building. So imagine to have people in your life that are going to support you to get you to the end of the line, just like Oscar did to graduate from college.
Yeah. I keep hearing that through line of love, man, and that's beautiful to see as men to even talk about love and men of color to talk about love. Because a lot of times, they say we can't talk about it. I cry sometimes. My allergies act up, and I don't cry. But,
you
my
cry,
vents.
Steph.
I need to clean my vents on these rom-coms. So tell me this. So college, there's a lot of people who've never been exposed to college. So they can't be a part of your program, right? They have to have a parent or somebody that's been to college. Am I right? Somebody that's been there?
Yeah, no, it's exactly what. So, like, what we look for is your brothers who have a little bit of want to, but academically at that point really aren't there. I mean, so we purposely offer like low barriers to entry. So if Steph is a young brother who goes to Valley High, he may have some challenging grades, maybe acting up in class. I can tell he probably was that student, but has some motivation to want to be able to do better. Report card doesn't matter, brother. Come in, man. We're gonna love you through the process and help you get to where you want to go.
So they can be first-generation college students. Wow. Okay. So you told me about the brother at Davis. And it took him some time. It took him to get, to get it together. But otherwise, I'm looking at your name, your numbers. It's probably an overnight success thing, right? It takes about 2 weeks to get right with your program, right?
Yeah, Renato said 2.5. Yeah, nah. Look, hey, we wish it was that easy, but there is no magic wand. Our young people, they recognize real, right? And we most certainly, again, through. We said love. I can't tell how many times up until this point, but it takes time to build relationship and rapport with the young person that in some cases just that they don't trust you until you show and prove, right?
Yeah.
So by no means is this, something that we intervene and they change overnight. It definitely is a process, and that's why we have a 12-year commitment. We start as early as 7th grade, and again, the brother does not conclude the program until he graduates from college. And what we've seen through the data is those brothers that participate in the program for 4 or more semesters, they're graduating at a 99.5% rate from high school, and 89% of them are matriculating and going off to college. So, again, it's a testament that when you're in it for the long haul, and, again, you wrap in these support services, the very things that young people need to propel themselves into success, they time in and time out will rise to the occasion.
I got to recap because parents, are you watching? They actually go after 7th graders. You don't like your 7th grade. Nobody likes middle schoolers. They go after 7th graders and stay with them for 12 years. Ain't nobody staying 12 years. But please, come on, you ain't never seen nobody 12. Sometimes I ain't seen my daddy for 12 years. But 12 years, these brothers stay with them, take them through college. 89%, 90%. Come on, you don't see these numbers except at a Frankie Beverly concert and Mays concert for black people. This is a phenomenal, man. I love it. But, okay, I'm going to come at you again. So I want to be, me and my doctor friends and lawyer friends, we can be mentors, right? We can be mentors or what? What's happening? You only take doctors, lawyers as mentors, right?
No, we'll take them. But the thing that really attracted me in the beginning when I saw an opportunity with IYT was seeing guys like a Keelan Newsom, right? Someone that was served from class 1 as a mentee, graduated from high school, saw an opportunity and had a heart to serve and be a mentor to other students in his place from his community, his middle school and his high school, where now he's a program manager, a leader, grooming other people on his team that have also come, right behind him. So once I saw that vision of positive mentorship cycle, I was like, this is it. This is where we want to continue. This is where I want to be. And I've been blessed enough to see a lot of my students that, when I started with them in high school are now on this side as mentors giving back to their community.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so they're from their neighborhoods?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Even more outstanding, man. So, okay, all right, let's have some fun. This is PC, because there's some kids watching. But share a memorable moment with IYT.
Can I jump in real quick?
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to try to keep it brief, but I think it was about 3 years ago. It had to be my second year of IYT. I get a call from Michael Lynch. It's a Sunday after church. I think I'm on spring break already. He calls me, and he's like, Renato, how you doing? Small talk, right? I know there's something because you don't call somebody on a Sunday afternoon. I was like, what's up, Mike? He said, I need a favor. We got a brother, Todd Jackson, who just graduated. He flew to Oklahoma to Langston University with 1 bag of clothes and no money. Can you hop on a plane tomorrow morning to Oklahoma and get to Todd, go to Walmart, and get him whatever he needs? I said, you got it, Mike. So I went to Oklahoma the next day, spent 2 days with Todd Jackson, got him everything that he needed at Walmart, school supplies, a fridge, food, whatever he needed, we got it done in those 2 days.
Man, my lips started trembling, man. You went to Oklahoma for somebody,
Oklahoma, man.
Langston, Oklahoma, too, right? He didn't tell you. He flew into Tulsa, then took a bus ride for 2 hours.
Wow. Dude, that's phenomenal. Look, if you don't give to these people, I'm going to give. I'm about to give you to my wallet. They can't have my stimulus, but they can have half of it. I'm about to get half of my stimulus. Touch the stimulus right now. Touch it. Smell it. It's what you should do. You understand me? All right. Share a crazy PC story that happened on one of the college trips.
Man, I can tell you, young brothers and food. So a couple years back, we went to Facebook. It was part of our San Jose State trip. You know, we go to San Jose State, Google, and Facebook. And we get to Facebook, and Facebook, for if you haven't been to, is this phenomenal wonderland of a campus. You know, they got burritos everywhere, free burritos, ice cream. It's crazy stuff. It's Facebook, right? This is before they were a publicly traded company, too. Now they probably got more. But we get into the first part. Every level of Facebook, they have like these kitchens, like full stock kitchens. I'm talking about, you know, milk, silverware, cereal, Snickers bars, everything you can possibly eat and want to eat.
Actual cereal bowls,
Actual cereal bowls, too, exactly, yeah. So
not the ones we had.
Yeah, not the ones we had, right? Not the little styrofoam ones, right? But we get inside, and our tour guide says, "Hey, listen, you know, we got 20 young brothers with us, you know, from South Sac." The tour guide says, "Hey, listen, take what you want." And all the young brothers had backpacks with them, and so they started emptying cereal boxes, silverware, plates. You know, they already knew, so they left with a complete kitchen. The kitchen was not stocked anymore, right? But it was a moment of joy for them because it was enormous amounts of free food.
If any books were in that backpack, they stayed at Facebook. They still there, so we need them books back. Facebook. You won't get your ramen noodles back though. We got them. So tell me, Mr. CEO. What's the vision for IYT?
Man, the vision is simple, but yet sometimes difficult to reach. I mean, we want to be able to have a nation in which young brothers are overrepresented in college, underrepresented in criminal justice, and leaders in their community. So when Renato talks about Keelan, right, or these other young brothers, where Casper talks about a young brother who went from the 1.67 to a 4.33, these young brothers are now leaders. These young brothers are now impacting somebody else. You know, the vision is to be able to get these young brothers who have college aspirations to college, help them graduate, show them the love and support they need to be successful, and then right after they finish or while they're in, make sure they reach them back, right? Each one, teach one.
Man, that is fantastic, man. Simple vision, simple goal, and you're surpassing it. I can only say I'm in awe. I'm learning more about it as we sit here, but I want to know how it started. So right now, we're going to share how it started from their own CEO, Mr. Michael Lynch.
The story of IYT begins with myself and our other co-founder, Michael Casper's backgrounds growing up, you know, both in Sacramento and in Stockton. So when we graduated, you know, we both knew that once we finished college, we wanted to come back and be able to help to inspire others, but most importantly, help to get other young men of color, black and brown boys, to get to or through college. I was born in San Jose, California. My parents split up when I was about 8 years old. So when my mom left, it was tough not having like a mom at home, you know, not really feel like loved or cared for. So that played a large role in like who I was growing up. But even then, even though I had a mom, I had a phenomenal dad at home. We had challenges growing up. In 8th grade, we were evicted from our house. We were living with a family friend where I was like sleeping in the garage on a couch in like North Sacramento. So that was tough to start high school, you know, not really having a bed. Although we had economic challenges, although we had housing challenges, there were still people who invested in me, people who believed. Although my mom left at an early age, at each point of my life, I had another woman who stepped in and provided like the motherly love that I needed to become like a healthy adult. So when I was 17, my dad married my stepmom, and that was a phenomenal life experience for me. Caring, kind, considerate, a phenomenal person, and she provided that loving motherly essence that I needed growing up and that I was immediately able to get. I was 17, I was a freshman at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, living my dream, playing Division I football. It was my first week in training camp. I got a phone call at midnight. One of my friends was shot and killed. I know for me, I had two feelings that day. One, I was sad, I lost a friend. Two, I felt guilty. I felt guilty that I was away from my community, and I knew the same stuff was gonna happen over and over again, because it often did to Black and brown boys. So at that moment, I knew, right, even at 17, being only home for about a month or so, first week of training camp, I knew I was gonna come back to my community and begin to build something. And then that idea, right, that motivation, that passion eventually translated to Improve Your Tomorrow. I'm Michael Lynch. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Improve Your Tomorrow, otherwise known as IYT. IYT helps young men of color get to and through college by providing wraparound support services from 7th grade until college graduation. They get a handful of core support services: student development, parent engagement, internships, tutoring, mentoring, and college tours. IYT is in 27 schools across 7 school districts in 3 counties: Sacramento County, Yolo County, and San Joaquin County. Early in the pandemic, we had a mom reach out to us. She said, listen, I just got laid off. I got 4 kids. I need to buy milk, eggs, and bread, and no job. So we knew, okay, we have to be able now to support that mom so she can support her family. So we launched an emergency voucher program where now we're able to give out money to families, and that's something that we traditionally haven't done. So now we have this virtual program, we have this emergency voucher program for families, and that's how we pivoted during the pandemic to ensure that we could maintain support for our young people, but also just be there for them. We want the mentors to be like a catalyst. We want them to be the spark that helps to ignite these passionate, intelligent, charismatic young people who are often, when they come into the classroom, are told what they can't do. When they come to IYT, we want to say what you can do, how great you are, how intelligent you are, how worthy you are. I think you have to begin just to lean on and believe in yourself. Nobody can believe more in you than you. Until you got to be able to see where you want to go. So whatever your dream is, I guess possible. So your dream can often look different, but it's important for you just to have hope, to believe that you can, because you can. And you are worthy, you are loved, you are exceptional, you are and can be what you want to be.
Welcome back. What a beautiful story of how IYT started, right? I know you right now, touching your stimulus check a little bit more, and you're saying to yourself, that guy, Michael Lynch, ladies, you're at home, you're saying that guy was so cute. He is taken, but I am not. So keep looking, I said keep looking. And if you notice in that video, his right-hand man, Michael Casper, was not there. He lost Rochambeau, could not make the video. They ain't even want him in the video. But the Michael Lynch Show is a great story about how they got started. I love it. But you know what? You've heard about IYT from me. You've heard about the call to action. You've heard about the leaders tell you about IYT. You've heard about the executive leader tell you about IYT. Let's hear from the people who matter most, the alumni of IYT.
I have been part of the IYT community since 2013. IYT helps young men of color pursue their dreams by sending them on college tours, career building workshops, resume building, professional development, also offering counseling and mentorship to young men of color, that most young men of color in our communities don't have, just considering the fact that most of us come from single parent homes, so most times we don't have that man to look up to in our lives, and IYT provided that.
I came into the program at 2018, and I was first introduced by one of my peer mentors named Renato. In reality, they were all there, all the brothers, Renato, Jeff, always offering their energy, their love to me. They helped me get through some personal issues that I was going through, just by offering themselves, sense of community, that feeling that I belong to something. When you're right with yourself, that's when you can perform well. So when I got right with myself, the academics just came along too.
I've been a part of IYT, Improve Your Tomorrow, for the past 3 years. I actually first heard of IYT fall 2018 when one of the IYT schools were having a college field trip at Sacramento State. I was approached by a group of young males, black and brown, followed by their PMs and their chaperones. They sat next to me in the dining commons during the Dodgers World Series. And to be completely honest, a kid started talking smack on my Dodger hat, and that's the beginning.
For me, one of the values was just being able to see somebody who looks like me, comes up in the same circumstances, and made it to college and became successful. And for me, just being able to dream bigger. Before IYT, I never really thought I would make it to college or go to college. IYT made it a reality for me.
I was in the trenches, I had my feet on the ground, I was in the classrooms, I was helping these kids with whatever it was, whether it be food insecurities, whether it be academic support, whether it be deaths in the family, anything.
I believe that the magic sauce that IYT has is just being able to first build those relationships with students. IYT has helped support my success in and outside of school by just always being there to provide that support for me, always being there when I needed someone to call on. I needed help in school, I needed help. Anytime I needed help, IYT has always been there, and it's been that back motivation that helped me get and propel me to my potential and get to and through college.
I think the value of IYT is growth. Kind of looking back at that 1 year, my junior year at Sac State, I feel like I just came a long way since then. Developed a lot personally, gained a lot of confidence, have a lot of pride of where I come from, my community. IYT supported my success inside and outside of school by challenging me, even when I felt uncomfortable.
One of the ways that IYT was able to challenge me personally was by holding me accountable. The mentors held me accountable, the students held me accountable, so I was getting pressure from both sides to become this diamond, this gem that I was meant to be, and they just fueled my fire. To be completely honest, they gave me constant diesel, constant gasoline to this fire that is within my stomach, the échale ganas, which is just give it your all, maximum effort, and it comes from the Hispanic culture to just do your best. And that's something that my mom fed to me when I was young, what IYT fueled me, and what my kids looked into me for, and that's what ultimately they did. IYT challenged me to be better for myself, for my community, for my family, and for the future.
If you don't have tissue right now, you're not human. You understand me? The alumni just broke it down for you. The leaders just broke it down for you. IYT is such a beautiful organization, and it all goes, everybody mentions love in their answers. That is so extraordinary to me. But anyway, I got to tell you this. 94% of the black students, go to college. You understand? 54% of the state of California, 94 versus 54. They're doing things and making outcomes created that we cannot even imagine. 88% of the attendance rate. This is phenomenal, and this is something you should be a part of right now. So I know 2020 was tough for everybody. 2020, a lot of businesses didn't make it, a lot of organizations didn't make it, a lot of friends and family did not make it. 2020 was tough for everybody, but we were all in it together. So as one of those organizations that still continue to thrive in 2020, IYT has done some phenomenal things, even in the midst of COVID. So let's watch as the uniqueness of 2020 proved not only to be something they could overcome, but thrive in.
On March 20th of last year, California became the first state to issue a lockdown, instructing schools to close and non-essential workers to remain at home. While this guideline was intended to keep everyone safe, there were many unintended impacts. Families lost jobs that were keeping them just above water, and students lost access to reliable meals at school. As school districts pivoted to the best of their ability to provide a fully remote curriculum, many students in our community lacked the ability to log on and stay focused. When we asked IYT students about how they felt they were doing academically since the start of distance learning, over 65% of them reported that their grades have dropped in one or more of their classes. Community college and university students as well struggle to find adequate time and space to devote to their studies. As the economic conditions brought on by the pandemic forced more and more people into isolation, our community was struck by another crisis: the police killings of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and many more. This hit our young men of color in Sacramento especially hard, as it had only been 2 years since our own Stephon Clark was shot, and 4 years since the killing of Joseph Mann. But this violence brought a nationwide movement that is still fighting today for justice, accountability, and a better system that serves people of color. At IYT, we are fighting that battle as we break the school-to-prison pipeline to get hundreds of young men of color to and through college. We felt our community struggling and pivoted to bring about the change we knew we could make. While the challenges are new, as men of color who've grown up here and in similar situations, we have been tackling adversity and building resiliency all our lives, and this year has only shown us how strong we are when we come together. As we pass the 1-year anniversary of the pandemic, it's imperative that we remember that the future depends on the cooperation and compassion of all of us working to ensure that the most vulnerable and impacted among us are not left with the deeply inequitable burdens this crisis put on them. We want to encourage those who can support IYT in empowering resilient, intelligent, and successful boys and young men of color to and through college.
Welcome back. Uniqueness of 2020, right? But IYT thrived, and not only survived, but thrived, and I love it. So 7 school districts, 27 school sites, 1,500 care packages delivered with gift cards, meals, PPE, and over 7,500 mentoring sessions in 2020. 7,500 mentoring sessions. That's a lot of Zoom, all right? So I know you didn't do that alone. We have some more staff on stage. Of course, your left, my right, the CEO, Mr. Michael Lynch. The COO, who doesn't get any respect, not going to give enough respect, Mr. Michael Casper. And I'm joined on stage by the wellness coordinator, Mr. Brian Mapenzi. Welcome, Brian.
Nice to see you, Steph.
Yeah, man, thanks for coming out, man. You look like you, not only, you look like you sing a little bit. Look like you might be in a group or something. Earth, Wind, and Fire, looking for a lead singer. You know?
I wish that was true, man.
Anyway, so let's get right to it. So the wellness umbrella, I like this. I like that you do this. So do you have any routines or programs under the wellness program?
Yeah, definitely. So we were very fortunate just to get a grant from the county Trauma-Informed Wellness Program grant. And in that grant, we have an opportunity to really focus on the Black and African-American community in Sacramento County. In addition to that, we have a strategic partnership with Earth Mama Healing, and she works with young Black girls as well, too. So just this opportunity to continue to expand and grow in the community and really help our young people heal and grow from the trauma that they've experienced.
Yeah. For so long, mental health has been a taboo subject within the African-American community, and I'm glad that you attacked that, man. I love it. So how do you create and conduct relevant wellness programs for our kids?
Yeah, just kind of what I touched on before, you know, with the trauma piece, I think it's important that as other folks of color, it's important for us to kind of meet students where they are, right? They experience a lot of different things throughout the school day. In addition to COVID and the pandemic, there's certain issues that have come up, right, and been exacerbated as well, too. So meeting them where they are and really providing these opportunities and experiences for students, in addition to the mentoring that we already done, really focusing on, again, healing students and helping them be whole people.
Yeah, that's good. And I know you're the expert, but I know you have to train people. So how do you train these other mentors in the wellness?
Right. Yeah, so we already got our Trauma-Informed Wellness grant. We got an additional grant in the previous June, and that allowed me to have the opportunity to provide one-on-one coaching with our mentors who were some of our students at some point, right? In addition to doing trainings, we focus on introduction to financial literacy. We talk about minority stress. And just today, actually, before I got here, we had a conversation about racial cultural identity development. So who am I, right? And the core of that is understanding, like, yo, where am I from? Like, my history. You know, we in America, we have the opportunity to experience a lot of great things, right? But people of color as well, too, are still oppressed and marginalized in many ways. So really just getting back to our roots and figuring out, again, like, how can we be whole people? You know, we're creating scholars, but we also want to create people who can critically think, right? And be whole people and really, really, really just heal from experience that they've had.
Wow. I'm sitting there, man, I'm still thinking, my sons, I hope you're watching this, because they need, you need all of this. Understand? Everything y'all just said they need. PPE, met with wellness, whatever it is. But I love y'all. Daddy loves you. Anyway, so tell me about the COVID delivery program. How did that come about? What's that about?
Yeah, you know, COVID was a response to a need. I mean, we had a mom reach out to us in the beginning of the pandemic, and she was like, "Hey, listen, I lost my job. I got 4 kids, and I need money to buy milk, bread, and eggs." So at that point, we knew we had to respond. We had to begin to build a voucher program to help direct cash payment to families, right, to be able to help to support that. We know that as school shut down, so did the food access points. I mean, I think a lot of folks, are now starting to realize that a lot of young people get their nutrition from school. You take away school, you take away food. So we immediately had to pivot. So we raised money to be able to, distribute, like you said, close to 2,000 meals across the year.
Wow. Outstanding, man. So do you intend to continue this program, food program, even though we're getting out of COVID as we slowly get to other tiers? Do you intend to continue this program?
That's why we're here, Steph, right?
Yeah.
We're here so we can continue to begin to fund, right, to fund and feed like our young people. I mean, they're hungry, both mentally, socially, emotionally, academically. Like, they're hungry for something more than what they have right now. So food is only one part, because in order for them to be able to be the students how we want them to be, you got to be able to help take care of the hunger needs. And we want to be able to fill in, you know, if a mom or dad or uncle or auntie or grandpa doesn't have it at that moment, IYT wants to be the stopgap.
That's important, man, because I think a lot of people, especially like I used to watch these events and say, where's my money really going? And he just told you tangibly it's going to feed students, mental wellness, everything of that nature. Can you smell it? I smell stimulus money coming in right now. I smell it. I smell the stimulus money coming in. I smell it. So tell me more about the food voucher program. Tell me, how do they qualify? What was that about?
Yeah, really and truly, it's just based off of need. So families that are met with challenging circumstances, they merely go online, submit a request, and our team responds and again is able to meet some of those basic needs. You know, Mike talked about it. It's so important that, you know, you can't get a young person to perform at their highest level academically when you're concerned about your mom losing their job, you're concerned about different food insecurities, technology insecurities, what have you. So it's our role as a community, as an organization, to be able to rally behind an effort and, again, give young people opportunities and take stuff off their plate, remove barriers so that they can propel into their greatness.
Yeah, wow. So we're talking about this social emotional learning right now and the mental wellness right now, but how do we all are aware of the achievement gap. It's even an achievement debt right now. Gloria Lasson-Billings refers to it as that. So how do you address the learning loss of students?
Yeah, and you said it best, right? We know every student has been impacted, but when you really look at young men of color, they've been impacted disproportionately with the impacts from COVID. And again, it's all about responding. I think that's one thing that I'm super proud about our team and just the community as a whole. We've constantly been able to do that through these trying times. So what we've done is we have a program over the summer. It's a 4-week program. It's for our middle school students, and it's around STEAM, right? So really giving young people an opportunity to, again, partner with us. They'll go through 3 days a week. 2 of them will be virtually. 1 will be in person, to where we're dissecting insects and, right, just doing a whole bunch of hands-on opportunities, but really to be able to respond to some of the learning that's been lost through the last year of being in the pandemic. In addition to that, we're launching an IYT summer entrepreneurship program, right? So where we're teaching young brothers about how to do business writing, how to budget, how to marketing, sales, advertisement. We're doing that with our high school students. Same thing, in a way, kind of tricking them to do all the stuff that they need, reading, math, what have you, but doing it in a way that's going to have them be most receptive. So that's something, again, that's 4 weeks that we're doing this summer.
Outstanding, man. Because I talk about education. We are actually training kids for jobs that are not yet being created. So that's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. 22.5 million jobs in 2025. That's what they're going to be in.
What we're trying to do with the Entrepreneurship Academy, right? We're trying to build the next Brown and Black Wall Street, right? The next group of entrepreneurs, the brothers who have the skills. I mean, think about Entrepreneurship Academy like a mini high school MBA.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to put them through this, and at the end they have a Shark Tank experience. So they not only get a stipend for completing it, but now they have an opportunity to pitch their business idea and win $1,000.
I think about, I know so many adults who say to me, man, I wish I would have known this in high school. I would have learned this in school, entrepreneurial budgeting and stocks and things of that nature. Because I got friends now that bought 3/100ths of a Tesla stock. Now they think they own Tesla. They 3/100ths of a stock. 2 Bitcoins and they own Bitcoin now. You do.
We got to get them in IYT.
I'll try to get you in IYT. Look, all my friends, Chauncey, Percy. They old.
Don't
Chauncey,
call
Percy,
out.
Leroy. You don't meet no young Chauncey, Percy, and Leroy.
You don't see Chauncey's anymore.
No, you don't see no Chauncey's no more.
Hey, I was going to say, you aging yourself, Steph. Come on, don't do that.
Don't what?
Never mind. I forgot. Look, I'm
seasoned.
Dealing,
He's seasoned.
There we
right?
go.
He's
Yeah,
seasoned.
and I'm dealing with a
Hassan,
comedian.
You know what we're talking about.
Right, I can't start cracking jokes when you're dealing
take
with
my
a
belt
comedian.
off up here. So you heard from the leaders, both panels. You heard from the staff about what IYT does. Now I want to hear, and I want you to listen very carefully, all these programs and what the benefits do. What did IYT do for these persons that they benefit from? So the alumni, the families, what did IYT do for me? Let's throw it to that video.
IYT has helped provide that support to me for my success in and out of high school by providing counseling, mentorship, professional development, skill building, tutoring, and also financial assistance when needed. And that's how IYT has helped me get to and through college.
IYT has helped me get through academic and personal challenges. When I was at Sac State, I was new here to Sacramento. So what IYTU offered me was a brotherhood. What they really showed me was like the light, gave me some hope.
IYT was actually able to help me with student development, whether it be financial literacy, whether it be resume building, whether it be just helping me understand my passions and seeing where I can and can't go. Mentorship, I was able to have an amazing mentor such as Renato, Jeff, Chris Moore. The smallest things can have the biggest impacts.
So impactful. What did IYT do for me? You've seen that video. You've seen and heard from the IYT alumni. You've seen and heard from the IYT staff, their leaders, and so forth. A call to action is what we asked for. I asked for it in the beginning. I said, go touch the stimulus check. Now we're going to ask you specifically for a call to action so we can raise these funds. And I have none other than the leader, the CEO, Mr. Michael Lynch.
You know what? First, we got to start out just by thanking Steph, his brother. I had no idea who someone who's 5'6" can be so funny. So I just want to give a shout out to Steph, and thank you, Steph, for hosting today's event, brother. Thank you, man. COVID bump.
Thank you, brother.
Today's event truly would not have been possible without so many folks. I got to start off by thanking KJ and KJ Productions, phenomenal team who make stuff happen. I am truly blessed every day to be able to come to work with a group of individuals who are working for positive change. Pandemic or not, our group of mentors, program managers, our headquarters team every day are coming to work to be able to change lives, and thank you, IYT team. Last but not least, I got to thank our Director of Development, our seasoned brother, Hassani Johnson, just for the vision and the execution for this work. Putting on events is difficult, right? But Hassani makes it look easy with his cool Howard swag. So thank you, Hassani, for your work. The Power of Us campaign is all about community. It's all about ensuring the next generation of young brothers have an opportunity for a better tomorrow. For my story, I grew up in a single-parent home with a phenomenal dad, but also some challenges along the way. And at every point of my journey, there was someone else to step up. It was community. So although my mom left early on, I had countless numbers of women who stepped in to nurture and to love me, to help me get to practice, right, to feed me when I was hungry, and at times to give me a place where I didn't have a place to stay. The community was what gathered around me to help me to be able to lead now an organization that is helping so many other young brothers. The Power of Us campaign is about that. It's about community. It's about community to ensure that the next generation of young men have access to a better tomorrow, that they have the technology, that they have the food, that they have the mentorship, that they need to be able to change their generation, to change the lives, to ensure that more young brothers have opportunity. So the fundraising that we're doing here today, the ask is simple. Help to change a life by giving. And I'm going to close with this. Yesterday, I received a call that had me smiling ear to ear. A young brother called me and said, Mike, I'm finished. I graduated. I am now a college graduate. I was excited, not only because, yes, this is another young brother who have an opportunity to live his dream, but I was excited and appreciative because of his experience. When he came into the program, he was struggling as a student. 1.67 GPA, struggling. Not because he wasn't intelligent, not because he wasn't ambitious, but because oftentimes the environment around him was tough to be able to navigate. 3 semesters later, 4.33 GPA. And despite, even though he got to college, freshman year, ton of struggle. But IYT doesn't just end when you get to college. It's a 12-year commitment, 7th grade to college graduation. So when he called me yesterday, I was reminiscent of the times that we spent late on the phone call, encouraging him, loving him. Think for a moment the people who have helped you in your journey. So if you were on this other side of the professional world, there had to be folks who came along the way. What IYT is trying to do is put the people. People help to process and change people. We want to bring the people and the hope to more young men to ensure that they have access to a better life. So today, you can help by one click to change a life. Go to improveyourtomorrow.org. I'm going to say it again because that's a long URL. Improveyourtomorrow.org. Top right-hand corner, click donate. Donate so we can make sure that more young men have access for a better tomorrow. Donate to ensure that more young men have an ability to improve their tomorrow. Thank you.